Hey guys, what's up? It's Bret. It is Sunday, October 28th, 2012. I'm going to show you 5 things from this week's playlist. Normally each week I listen to a lot of stuff and I pick 5 things from that week's playlist. If you'd like to check out what else I listen to, I'll put a link down in the description box. You can click on that and you'll find a list of all the albums and links where you can go out and buy them if you so choose to do so. So let's get started. The first one I'm going to show you 2 CDs at first. The first one is from a guy named Joshua James. This is called "The Sun Is Always Brighter." This came out, I believe, 2007. Now, Joshua James, I heard of him because I saw him. He did a show. He was one of the opening acts for the Gin Blossoms when they played in here in, I think it was December of 2008, and he opened up the show and I was really impressed. Just a really unique voice, kind of folk, but with a really good lyrics, and I was really impressed. And my girlfriend had ordered the CD directly from his website after I had told her about it, and she checked some of the stuff out. If you're interested in checking it out, look up the song FM Radio. It is just it's just a really great story. It's kind of about 2 kids that are riding the bus, elementary school, junior high, and the one girl sits there with her headphones on. Her dad had just passed away, and it's just a really sad story, and highly recommend it. Yeah, this is the nice digipack. CD is still in my player over there. Yeah, Joshua James. Next one, I actually picked this up the other day. It was in the dollar bin, and it's from one of my favorite bands, and I wasn't sure if I had it or not, but I was happy to find it and to get home and realize that I didn't have it. I have all the tracks on this because they were compiled on a double disc B-sides compilation called Sci-Fi Lullabies, and that of course is Suede, or as they're called in America, the London Suede. This is the Stay Together EP, which came out in '94, back when Bernard Butler was still in the band, and it's a 6-song EP. I only paid $1 for it, as you see the sticker there. But anyways, it has the 2 versions of Stay Together. The really long version is the closing track, but one of my favorite Suede song, My Dark Star, is on here, and it is a great song. Yeah, Suede. Love to find that on vinyl, or any Suede these days for that matter. All right, next one. I borrowed this one from my brother, and hopefully you'll be able to see it because it's kind of hard to see. This is Swans. This is the Love Will Tear Us Apart 12-inch. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's still in the shrink. This is my brother's. I borrowed it for him, as I just said. This one is on Caroline, as you can see from the label there. And what's cool about this one it's a cover of Joy Division's Love Will Tear Us Apart. And on side A, it has, which is called the red version, as Michael Gyra on vocals, and that is just phenomenal. And then it has a track called Trust Me as the additional track, and on the B side it has the black version of Love Will Tear Us Apart, which is the Jarbo vocal version, with a track called Our Love Lies. So it is a double A side, and it is it's really stellar. The Michael version of Love Will Tear Us Apart was incredible. I put this on last night and I was just really blown away. I remember listening to this years ago, and it was great to find it in his collection and to pull that out and borrow it and listen to it. Yeah, Swans, Love Will Tear Us Apart. This next one was inspired by John Staffsowell video. He shot a video showing his Bruce Springsteen collection last week, and I had to pull this one out amongst a few other Springsteen albums. But this is Darkness on the Edge of Town. This came out in '78. Really excellent record. My favorite track on this one is Racing in the Street. Just really, really good. And yeah, it has the picture sleeve. My copy's a little pretty beat up on the red Columbia label. There's a great documentary. I know this is discussed on the Facebook page, but for those of you guys that weren't didn't see that, there's a great documentary that came out a few years ago in the reissue of Darkness on the Edge of Town, and I think it was The Making of the Darkness on the Edge of Town. Anyways, a great documentary with a lot of making in the studio footage and interviews and stuff. Really, really good. I highly recommend that. And for those of you guys that are new to Bruce Springsteen or never got into him, never checked him out, I think this is a great place to start. All right, last thing from my playlist. This is The Cure, Standing on a Beach, the singles. Great compilation of their work. This came out in '86, so it's everything from Three Imagining Boys / Boys Don't Cry for in the U.S. all the way up through Head on the Door. So it has, you know, tracks like Close to Me in Between Days from Head on the Door, Caterpillar from the Top, Let's Go to Bed, The Walk, Love Cats from Japanese Whispers, Hanging Garden from Pornography, Charlotte Sometimes, which was just a single, Primary from Faith, A Force from 17 Seconds, and then the singles Boys Don't Cry, Killing an Arab, and Jumping Someone Else's Train. I've had this for years, and cool gatefold. It shows all the singles that everything is taken from. Great album. Sometimes it's just fun to put this one on as opposed to just the regular albums. So yeah, so that's on Elektra. I find myself giving this one a spin every now and then just because it's so it sounds so great. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this week's vinyl update. I chose 5 things from what I bought over the last couple weeks here. So let's start it off with Peter Gabriel's Passion. I found this the other night and was really happy. I've never come across a copy on vinyl, and this is of course the music that Peter Gabriel did for Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ. It's a 2 LP set. The artwork for that is just great, and it's on Geffen, and 2 LPs. I'll show you them. Yeah, they got the great pictures there, really stark imagery from the films on Geffen there. Really Middle Eastern music. If you've never heard this, it's you know, it obviously doesn't sound like any of the Peter Gabriel albums, you know, through this point. And I think this was from '89, but there are a few tracks that have that sound to them. I think it's called "It Is Accomplished," maybe from the last the side D, the second to last track, and there was a track, I think it's at the end of side B, that has, you can catch little hints of Peter Gabriel-esque sounds. But this is great. If you ever come across a copy of this, buy it, just to have it in your collection, and just the music is just really brilliant sounding. So that's Peter Gabriel's Passion. This next one is, I found this in the same trip, and it's one of the Pink Floyd albums that I've never owned on CD or vinyl, and never actually heard it in its entirety. So I was happy to come across Adam Hart Mother. Great artwork there from Hypnosis. Of course, there's no indication on the front cover that it's Pink Floyd, so if you're unfamiliar, you would just think maybe it's excuse me, an album of cow sounds. Maybe some moves or whatever. But yeah, so I was really happy. I never come across this, or usually if I have, it's pretty tore up. And yeah, so Adam Hart Mother from Pink Floyd on the Harvest label. Starts off, the whole side A is the Adam Hart Mother suite, which was really cool. And there's a great track that opens up side 2. It's a Roger Waters composition called If. And that was really, really good as well, kind of an acoustic track. So anyways, Pink Floyd, Adam Hart Mother. Warren in Australia, you will appreciate this one. Came across this one, I've had to pick it up just because I had to. Love the Church. This is the Under the Milky Way 12-inch with the non-album track Musk as the B-side. On Arista, yeah, Under the Milky Way, of course, just classic alternative rock, and just great song. If you don't know the Church, and you've never heard Under the, you've had to have heard Under the Milky Way. But if you haven't, look it up right now. Just great. All right, I got 2 more to show you here. And I went to a store in Phoenix called Stinkweeds. They've been here for about 25 years. They were in Mesa first, then they were in Tempe. And now they have their store in Phoenix, and went there for the last couple weekends, me and my friend Jesse. And I was hoping to find this album. I end up looking for it around Christmas time, and then it's usually gone. And so every year, when I have seen it in the summer or whatever, I just am not in the mood to buy it. So I went with the intention of hopefully finding this, and I found it used, which was even better. And it's from one of my favorite bands. They're from Duluth, Minnesota, and that's Low. And this is actually, I've had this digitally for a long time. It came out in 1999, and it's their Christmas album. And I think it's just called Christmas, and it's out on Cranky record label. Great packaging on this one. You'll see it's a gatefold as well. Some original Christmas songs, and then some classics like Silent Night and Blue Christmas, Little Drummer Boy. But the highlight of this is a track called, the track that closes side A, If You Were Born Today. Just phenomenal. And I'll show you the label on that one. It has a little snowflake on one side, and then it has the track listing on the other side. So if you guys like Christmas music that's not really your typical Christmassy sounding music, and if you're familiar with Low, you'll know their sound. But yeah, pick it up. I think this is still in print, so I think you can usually get it for under $15. So yeah, so I think this only cost me $7 used. So really happy to find that. And keeping in that band, I was really happy to find this one. Friend in the VC, Anthony from Australia, was playing this one a couple weeks ago, and I only have it on CD, and it was right with the Christmas one, and that was Low's Trust. Super excited to grab that. This is also on Cranky. Forgot what year this one came out. I'll find out here in a second. But yeah, this is a double LP, really great. And I've talked about Low here several times in my videos. A band that I discovered with their first album, I Could Live in Hope, in 1994. Saw them in 95, and then wasn't able to see them again till 2005. It's got the cool custom labels. But I saw them again in 2005 down in Tucson, when they were touring for the Great Destroyer album. And one of the highlights of that show was when they played the song In the Drugs from Trust. And there's a line in there that goes, I close my eyes like Marvin Gaye, and that's just such a brilliant line, and imagery that kind of projects. So this is Trust from Low. If you're not familiar with the band, I mean, this is a great place to start. I really recommend. My favorite one is the first one, I Could Live in Hope. Just brilliant. Their sound has really evolved over the years, but that's a great place to start. Really slow songs, really melodic, really minimal. Excellent. So really happy to find this Grouse record, Melbourne. So anyways, yeah, Low Trust. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, if you want to check out some of the other albums that were in this week's playlist, I'll put a link down in the description box. So guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend or the start of your week, depending on where you're at in the world. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.